Yes, once again, welcome. This is Rabbi Afo reaching you live from Ewutubo Diase. Today, I want us to talk about talismans and amulets. Talismans and amulets are psychic items, and the best way I can describe them is that they are batteries. They are psychic batteries, meaning that they can store energies and then later on direct the energy for a particular purpose. And what you need to do about this talisman is that you need to be able to program the talisman or amulet so that they perform specific purposes. In actual fact, they act like a backup for you and like a sort of power bank for you. In working with amulets and talismans, the major problem is about consecrating these items. Here, I'm going to teach just some two very simple ways that you can empower these items, and then you can program them. You know, though they are inanimate things, you can program them to perform specific purposes. And some of the symbols that are used in this amulet and then talisman have been used over the years. So they've actually acquired certain powers already. You only need to consecrate these items and then program them for specific purposes so that these items can perform the programmed tasks. Just like you can program your computer to perform certain services. In like manner, these psychic batteries, which is talismans and amulets, can also be programmed in a certain way to perform certain specific purposes. And some can be programmed to protect, others can be programmed for love purposes, to help acquire money, and then to help you for prosperity purposes. These amulets and talismans are then programmed. Once they store that energy, they will be able to dissipate the energy for that specific purpose for which it has been programmed. Just like I said, the major problem with these amulets and then talismans when being created is how to consecrate them. Before you consecrate any of these amulets, mostly you can rely on the energy of the moon to aid you in this path. If you want to let the energy of the moon aid you in this path, it means that you must perform this act during the waxing of the moon. When I talk about waxing of the moon, I mean when the moon is increasing from new moon to full moon. That is the waxing period. Then the energy of the moon will also aid you in its consecration. Once you have observed this, and a river has taught a very simple method of consecrating these amulets and talisman by just keeping them in your clasped hands and then putting your hands on your chest and reciting, O eternal and infinite spirit, with humility and with love and with faith, I beseech thee, fill this token with the virtue of power and the force of universal strength. This is recited 3 times. Once you have recited 3 times over the amulet or talisman which is in your clasped hand, the amulet has begun to receive power. Another way is to use the elements. By using the element to consecrate them, it means that you are going to use the 4 elements. I'm talking of the water, air, fire, and earth. So you initially pass it through you initially sprinkle water on it and state specifically that you are consecrating this talisman for this purpose, and by blessing it with this water, you are consecrating it. Then you sprinkle salt, or some people prefer to dig a hole and leave it there for some hours. I prefer sprinkling salt. You sprinkle salt on it and state specifically that you are consecrating this talisman with the earth element for the purpose of acquiring or attracting love for you. This is an example. You can also then pass it through the flame, the smoke of an incense. And then when you pass it through the incense, you state that you are using the air to consecrate this item. Then, after which, you will pass it through the flame of a candle and state that you are using the fire to consecrate this item. Once you have done this, the amulet and talisman has already begun to acquire power. There is one other method, which I'll just mention it in passing, which is a very preferred method, is by using the power angles. The power angles. I mean, all metaphysical students, when I mention the power angles, they know what I am referring to. You can use the power angles to empower these seals. They could be seals from the 6 and 7, the Islamic seals, the African seals, whichever seals that you have, which has been created for a particular purpose. You can use these items to consecrate them. After which, if you desire to check if it has been properly been consecrated, you may wish to use the pendulum as a means of checking, which is my preferred method. Or you may scan the energy, because these items are power banks. They store psychic power banks. They store energy. So if you scan with your hand, if you know how, you can scan the energy and you will feel a lot of energy in the talisman exuding from the energy. Then you know that your talisman or your amulet has been prepared for a particular purpose. Just as I've been saying, this is your Rabbi, Dr. Afol. It's my pleasure coming to you once again. And keep subscribing and then hitting on the notification bell, because there are yet more things to come. I am Dr. Rabbi Afol. Stay blessed. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Baruch Hashem.